Who are you? What do you want to do? How do you go about accomplishing that? Now cut a hard right. Do something you've never expected but have come to love. How do you do that? This is the question that Zombieland Saga sets up for its characters. People who have had experiences before, but now are tasked with doing something completely different, or just overcoming the fears and expectations from their old lives. The sense of self, the idea of who you are and what you want to do, are inherent in the decisions of your life. But as a zombie, these characters have to reinvent themselves with all that extra baggage from their previous lives, and that is as incredibly intoxicating as it is frightening. It's never easy living a life devoted to a passion project. More often than not, these attempts end in failure, or are regulated purely to being a hobby, as success is extremely rare despite the cases you see. Whether it be because of the person not putting in the years of free work toward it, or just not catching an audience with the work they do happen to put out there, it's hard to be in entertainment. Ask the thousands who went to Hollywood so many years ago only to end up on the streets of California. YouTube, Twitch, and their contemporaries are the new media version of that, with a huge amount of stress built into building an audience enough to break all but the strongest. It's a fact even I've come up against when doing my videos, and why watching Zombieland Saga brought the idea back up into my mind when watching Sakura's struggles. These girls weren't all successful to start out. Sakura, as the audience surrogate, and the one character not to have her memories when she became a zombie, was a normal girl as far as the audience was concerned, though she did have a desire pre-zombie to become an idol in the future had she not been hit by that truck. One last sprint toward a goal after giving up for so long. That's why the idea and execution of becoming an idol, when she had no other responsibilities or memories of those failures getting in her way, came so easy to her. In this way, she's also an example of a self-insert, or even more pointedly in our day and age, an example of a beneficiary of lack of responsibility similar to trust fund kids or even people supported by their parents entirely so they can devote every ounce to their crafts. It's why she improves so much in so little time, and can actually work alongside actual idols despite having no experience prior to her zombification, and still be in a successful idol group, another rarity on top of this already rare thing. The rest of the characters are also given this opportunity thanks to their benefactor, Kotaro Tatsumi, as well as the amount of time they have given they've no need for sleep, even though they clearly do sleep even if it's only out of habit. Sadly, this paints a gloss over the reality that hard work is needed to be even a quarter as successful as friend Shushu. And even though they do show and say how much they work, these potential idols are getting a lot of freebies most people won't have. However, even despite that gloss, inspiration is still incredibly important when pursuing your passions, as the living Sakura was a direct example, being inspired by Ai after giving up on her goals. It won't get you all the way, but it will certainly help you through a lot of the initial difficulty, and maybe even the moments when you're most down. Sakura as a zombie is again an example of this, using the support of her fellow idols and even the support of her fans to continue her endeavors, even when they seem insurmountable. And on that note, fans are incredibly powerful sources of inspiration, as important as the people who inspired you in the first place, because they are the ones who will keep you going when that distant memory of your heroes begins to fade into the daily toil of content creation. It's why having the one girl dance with them and have fun made them so happy and want to try harder despite how they'd messed up that day, and why each time they perform for a crowd, the wave of almost physically felt joy and happiness overcomes them. Even the comments in the newspaper they get provides that, showing that no matter how you contribute to the people you support as fans, you're making their day better and inspiring them to create more. This is something I feel every time I see a new comment come up on my videos as well. And on top of that, they're growing their audience with every show they perform, consistently, which is hugely important when trying to create content. You have to be consistent, because if you aren't, people will forget quickly. Luckily, friend Shushu has an advantage again in Kotaro for constantly booking lucky gigs, which isn't something that happens for most people. They also have the people from their previous lives and people connected to them following them around, the most loyal fans that won't desert them no matter what, which is something that creators will have no matter what you're doing. There's always a hardcore fan base, and they are a genuine source of comfort and inspiration as well, even if they do have a darker side. So thank you, those of you who watch my videos every time they get put out. You are my reason for continuing to go on. I guess in summary what I'm saying here is that show business is hard. It's a constant grind, no different from any other job, and the examples you see in media like Zombieland Saga, while inspiring to you and good for that reason, aren't completely realistic, even putting aside the zombie conceits. And even then, there's tons of difficulties for these zombie girls that they do show. I'm enjoying the show though, and it's inspired me to create this video, so I think it was well worth my time. Hopefully you felt the same way about this video, and if not, tell me why in the comments below. I'll see you next time.